I see. Last time we spoke, the women's softball was about a week from getting started, and now we're getting heading to the World Series here. And
Yeah, man. I'm
uh,
this is a good time of year, boy. It's a good time of year. So you got NBA basketball, you got good golf, you got College World Series, the tournament wrapping up to get there. So it's just but that college playoffs, man, I love it. I love
oh
it.
yeah, it's the best. It really is the best, man.
Oklahoma's got to, they got to. We'll see what Minnesota can do,
Was that who
but
they drew first, huh?
I don't. I know in their region they got Minnesota. Who was it? I just saw it. They got two. Yeah, they'll be fine, but I think Minnesota is like the toughest team in their region.
So, is the loss of Jordy Ball going to really hurt him that bad? OU? He's
You know the
he's dynamite, man.
well. I mean, you know what? You lose one, there's another one coming. Uh, that's the whole thing with NIL right now, man. Everyone's freaking out about people going. I don't know if you saw TV today, but Nick Saban
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
crying. I mean that dude. You can't be crying about that Nick Saban.
yeah.
So you're gonna lose. You can't have. Here's what's sad to me right now. These grown men that can't play in the sandbox together, that have had all this power for decades, are now feeling like they're losing control, and they're going to mess it up for the student athlete. It's not going to be the student athletes that mess it up. It's going to be now the grown men that are so perturbed that they can't have their way and can't have everything, and now there's free market competition are going to screw it up for everybody.
I'm totally in agreement with you, man. It's almost disgusting, really sickening, man.
It's comical. It is flat out comical, man.
Yes.
I bet you Deion Sanders and Nick Saban won't be doing any more
Yeah.
Aflac commercials.
For real, no more blue coach there, man. For sure.
No, no, no. Those blue coats are over with.
Hell yeah, nice, man.
Yeah.
We got the NBA and old Braun missed the old playoffs, man.
You know what? Um, Unfortunately for LeBron, a year of his career was wasted with this experimentation. I don't know if he was to blame. I don't know if his decision making is the one that brought Westbrook there. But the way he played this year, it fell short. It fell short, and
Yeah.
that's the only way you can sum it up. But my goodness, I tell you what, the NBA shows how healthy they are with their young stars.
hmm
Because every series has been exciting.
That Lucas, yeah, man, that dude is special, man. That step back he has, whew, that's
Well,
brutal.
the people don't realize Luka's been playing against full grown men since he was 15, 16 years old.
Right,
And
right.
now he's got his man body on him, and I mean he can bully ball people with the best. Uh, you know, it's going to be interesting to see if J Kidd can come up with a strategy that's going to maybe limit the ball rotation of Golden State. But I'm always going to ride with Golden State, man. When they're playing team ball like that, when they're so unselfish, man, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, it's hard to beat like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
And
Those guys are.
now you got Poole just doing his
Oh yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
and Wiggins is playing out of his mind. It's yeah, it's gonna be good.
Even old Joe Don was getting some love last night.
Sure was, sure was.
For sure. Yeah, it's good. And then in the East, they got Miami and Boston. Is that what it is?
Miami and Boston. You got Jimmy Butler playing at superstar playoff Jimmy Butler. I he's the kind of guy that you gotta root for.
Yep.
coming from where he came from in Tomball, Texas, coming up under D Wade at Chicago, you know, just taking coaching and he's the kind of guy that I would want on my team and one of my organization. He's a superstar that I want on my team because guess what? He's gonna hold everybody accountable and he's gonna hold himself accountable. So it's no mistake for me that why Pat Riley went and got him.
Yeah, for sure.
None whatsoever.
Yeah, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. That's for sure.
No, he's a grimy dude. He'll play defense. He's worked on his game. I mean, you think about it. He had 40, I think, was it 42 points the other night?
Yeah. Yeah.
And didn't make any 3-pointers.
Yeah, that's insane.
I was only his game and DeRozan's game are very similar in that regard.
That dude's having a hell of a season, man.
DeRozan had a hell of a season, man.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so like I was not really too surprised by the Sixers and Harden, but I don't think he's the Harden that he was 3-4 years ago. That's for sure.
He is definitely not the Harden that he was 3 or 4 years ago. But this just goes to show you the level of professionalism that people like LeBron James, Steph Curry, I would even say Vince Carter, that love playing the game and played it at a high level and sustained and had long careers because they don't take any shortcuts. Right. Their body, their conditioning is paramount to them, and it allows them to play that high level. James Harden is not a guy that I would want to be leading my team.
No, ever.
No, not a guy that I want. There's no, you look at Kobe and the work that he put in to sustain his career. No.
I was reading something like Harden said that he wanted to go for 60 on his way out, and I was like, dude, there's only one dude that's ever going to do that, and that's Kobe Bryant.
You mean 60 wings? He's going to have 60 wings. That's about it.
All right. For sure. He's looked like he's had a few wings for sure, man.
Yeah.
Then so in OU football, did you check the spring game out? Were you at the spring game?
I was not at the spring game.
Oh, yeah, you had a softball game, huh?
Say what?
You had a softball game that day, didn't you?
No, I had my baseball team playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, it was the atmosphere was like electric, man. I went with my wife and 75,000 strong, man. It was insane for a spring game, and like the staff wasn't ready for it either.
Yeah, all the Texas people here were, making a big hoop-de-doo about. I think OU charging or something.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hey, supply and demand. When you got a product people want to see,
I mean, you would be stupid not to.
It's free marketplace,
75,000 right? People.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, no. They're just mad because nobody will show up at the Texas game.
No one was there.
Yeah, so I do like what OU's doing with the Oklahoma One. The NIL, they're 40 to 50,000, I guess, for every football player. I think they should probably do something in the other programs as well within the university, just to keep the programs going. I don't know. What do you think on that?
I think it'll come. I think it's going to come. As you and I talked before, the market's definitely going to correct itself.
Yeah.
With that one program, I hope there's a lot of education around it, which I'm sure there will be. I hope it doesn't cause a lot of resentment within the athletic community on campus. That was prevalent when I was there, when we had steak night on Wednesdays and, football teams eating steak and everyone else, had their regular meal. But, it's capitalism 101. I mean, if you're going to be teaching a business class right now, there's no way on any college campus there shouldn't be information about NIL and the law and the market, the rules on the economics. I mean, it just is what it is, you know.
I guess in California they're you sure about that bill they're trying to pass, I guess, where it's they share the revenue with the players.
Yeah, you know, California is going to be creative. They have a lot of entertainment venues out there, opportunities. I think the Pac-10 network is owned by YouTube TV now.
Oh
I
wow.
think that's the case. So
That's big time.
California's going to be creative. I mean, they haven't really been relevant in football
Yeah.
in decades now, and so the opportunity to be creative, the opportunity that they have now with Lincoln out there, I'm sure they're going to be lobbying for all types of opportunities to take advantage of NIL.
That dude's looking rough these days, man.
Yeah, let's stress that. I wouldn't be looking like that. I can tell you right there, 90 million, I guaranteed. There's no stress.
For sure, man. You know, with that shared revenue, the only thing that I think like it would like take the game away from college. I'm like almost put it on like a farm league team, almost farm league system, like for baseball, you know. But I think I could see the NCAA going to that as far as college football being a farm system for the NFL.
Well, it's already is.
I mean, pretty much, right?
It's exactly what it's. That's a. I don't know why everyone is trying to make. The only thing that's changed is there's an actual name for the payments now
Right.
that are above board.
Right.
That is the only thing that has
Right.
changed. That is the only thing that's changed.
That's true, man.
And so, because it's transparent, now more people can take advantage of it. When it wasn't transparent, when it was, you know, clandestine and and covert,
Right.
you know, it was just a few people getting a lot of money.
Right.
But now, you know, it's opened up. And what I like about it is most of the money's not coming from anywhere else. It's new revenue streams that have been found.
Yeah.
And boosters are still going to give their money to the, you know, various departments or that they want to go to, the various, you know, charities within the university. It's just opened up new market.
I like it. I personally like it. I was kind of on the fence about it earlier, but like once you start looking into how much money, like how much revenue them schools get from these programs, it's oh god, it's
And once again, it's not coming for. It's not taken away from that revenue. You
yep.
know, here's one thing I'll tell any college coach. I have not seen anywhere where an NIL deal that a player has is taking 1 cent out of a coach's pocket.
Yep. Yep.
So what are you concerned about?
Yep. And that's the thing that I was worried about at first. But now that I'm seeing it all play out, like it's nothing, none of that stuff will even be touched ever.
Ever.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. And then Coach V, he made a statement, I guess a couple days ago or something, but he said like before you commit to OU, you need to make all your visits, or we're gonna pull your commitment. Like, what do you think about that?
Man, I love it. I love Coach V. Coach V is. I really believe he's so grounded. And at this particular time, the game is not about him. It's about the OU community, the OU program, the OU players. And I don't think he's going to change from that. You know, coming from Kansas State, kind of grounded that same way. Familiar with OU, been there before, knows how OU operates. Went to Clemson, saw what success looked like there, and is back at OU. I like what he's saying. Every kid should take every one of the visits he has, for the simple fact, man, go see different parts of the country. That's what
Exactly.
I was
Yeah.
basing mine on. I Wyoming was recruiting me at the time,
Oh, nice.
and I had never been to the like the Pacific Northwest, and I was like, man, shoot, I need to take that trip. I didn't get around to it. By the time Oklahoma State and OU came in, I was trying to get to Miami, but my mother wasn't having that. So I was like, no. And so yeah, take all of them. Take
Nope.
everyone you can. And if you can afford it, take more. Take unofficials.
Right.
Yeah.
So Ma wasn't having the U, huh?
No, she wasn't having it. Coach Campo called. He was in St. Louis and saw me play. He called and she's like, no, that's not happening. That's not happening.
That's crazy, man.
Uh,
That's good stuff, man. I was talking to Greg Irvin.
Good dude. That was my roommate.
Man, that's a really cool dude, man. Really
Yeah,
cool.
that was my roommate. We were both from Kansas City. I was
Yep.
so happy when Greg came to OU.
Yeah, dude, he was just telling me about how rough it was because you guys were just coming off that probation or whatever, and had like
Yeah.
14 scholarships. Man, that's crazy.
Man, it was a tough 2 years, man. I have a story on that one. Jerry, when Jerry shot Zarak, um, my roommate at that time, my rookie year, Tink Collins, we were in the bed, sleep. We were in our dorm room sleeping. Tink was on the top bunk. I was on the bottom, and hear this banging on the freshman door, because our room was the first one right next to the door. And a lot of times the older class would bang on the door because they didn't have a key to get in. And so, man, I was like, man, golly, I can never forget. I was like, I heard Jerry saying, let me in, let me in. So I went and let him in. I'm sleepwalking. And all of a sudden, he just runs in my room and I could see him throw something. And he went in the closet and he's like going crazy. And I'm like, Jerry, what is going on? And he just says, I shot Zarak.
Damn.
And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I shot Zarak. And so by that time, you could hear the campus police coming down the hallway. They had the dogs. The dogs were sniffing in the room.
Damn.
And they said, we know you're in there. We know you're in there. Come out. And so Jerry would picked up. We had these big, nice leather rocking chairs, almost desk chairs for our desk.
Mm-hmm.
And he was gonna pick it up and throw it out the big plate glass windows we had, because the windows were they were like 10 feet high.
Nice.
And I said, dude, if you go out there, if you do that, they're gonna shoot you dead, man. Make a long story short, he opened up the door, and it was 5 campus police and Norman police there, dogs, and they threw us down. And I can remember being in my underwear on that cold tile floor. It's like wondering, this female police, she was so scared. I thought she was going to shoot, man.
Damn, dog.
Yeah, and then the thing just kept on snowballing after that for the next month and a half. CNN trucks came and camped out. I can only imagine what it would be like now.
Oh, Jesus.
If I can, that was like really one of the first kind of big scandals where CNN was there, the NCAA was coming in, interviewing everybody.
Every night on the local news, man.
Every night. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I used to live in that Kerr Village, man, when I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, yeah?
That them ball players were out messing around in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But like you said, man, it would be, man, that would be crazy as hell. You're up there playing college football, and next thing you know, you're in your undies on the cold floor, like with not knowing if you're gonna get shot or not. Man.
Oh, I was, and the scary thing was, they weren't trained for anything like that. So my Tink Collins, because he could sleep through anything, and he did. And so when they put us down on the ground, Jerry came out first, and then I came out. They didn't ask if anybody else was in there. And so finally Tink woke up and it startled him.
Oh shit.
And yeah, and but they had found the gun by that time. Yeah, it wasn't that wasn't a good memory.
Damn, that's insane, brother. That's insane.
Yeah.
Um, so like, do you think that had anything to do with your playing style? Like, um,
No, no, no. It had nothing to do with my playing style. Was my playing style. That's the way the game was played back then. Uh, I just remember the biggest thing from that. After everything, because remember we had the shooting, we had the
the rate.
alleged rape, we had the drug bust, and I thought it was something else. But anyway, um, some people transferred. I think Glenn Milburn transferred,
That's how Greg Irwin got in.
and that's how Greg came in. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
what he was telling me.
we were like the guys that made the commitment to stay: Reggie Barnes, myself, Tink, Steve Collins, Corey Mayfield, Joe. We just said, hey, we're gonna make the most of it, and that's what we did. We ended up going to the Citrus Bowl my senior year after being on 2 years of probation and whooped the mess out of Virginia.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it ended the right way.
Yeah, you guys beat him like four. I know you put up 40 something points,
We,
man.
we beat them down.
Yeah, that was nice, man.
Yeah,
So, you guys went 2 years with no bowl games and no scholarships.
2 years, no bowl game, no sky. I mean, we were lean, and that was actually my freshman year because we were beating people so bad. Uh, Terry Ray, Charles Franks, and myself, we were taking off red shirt, and so we were extra lean. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah.
we played our freshman year, so when we came back our sophomore and junior, we had limited recruits,
Right.
and numbers were low, and it was like we got to stay healthy, and so we did a good job of that. But it was tough for 2 years, boy.
I bet so, man. I bet, especially at OU, like playing in the Big Eight.
Man,
Boy, I
I had
talked to
to,
Terry Ray a few months ago, or about a month ago, I guess it was.
yeah, I saw it.
Really cool dude too, man.
Good
Really
dude,
cool. Yeah,
good dude.
he played a lot of CFL, a lot of Canadian League football.
Hmm.
It's a weird game up there, huh?
Yeah, my dad played bigger field, motion, a little bit different, but it's a great league. It's been popular for Canada for years. My dad played for the Edmonton Eskimos for 2 years.
Nice.
So, when those games are on, they're always fun to watch.
Yeah,
Yes.
produced some good players, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Warren Moon,
Warren Moon
man, that dude right there.
can spin it, boy. He had
Well, I
through
tell you
the
what, I
through a
used to love
very
watching him
yeah.
when he played for the Oilers.
Yeah.
Who was that? His wide. He had a couple wide receivers there in Houston. I can't remember
Uh,
their name. Givens, maybe one of them.
Givens was one of them, and I can't think of the other one. But they had that run and shoot going.
Yeah, they were
Run and
good.
shoot.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that do that run and shoot in college, but they don't go over to the pros. It's like because it's the best of the best in the pros, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
David Klingler. David Klingler was so good at Houston, but got
Yeah.
to
When
the
they
pros.
when the defensive end know you're passing the ball almost every down, eventually that offensive tackle is going to get exposed.
Oh yeah. So I'm talking about offensive tackles. I'm super excited for Marcus Hicks, because he's like, I think he's like six, I think he's like 6'7", but he's well over 300 pounds now too, and he was a converted defensive lineman. So I think his handwork is going to be so nice, protecting the backside of Dylan Gabriel.
As long as he can kick slide and sink in the hips.
Kick
6'7".
slide.
Yeah. As long as he can get kick slide and sink in the hips, he'll be all right.
So that the kick slide is so it'd be with his left foot.
Yeah.
It sticks out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Post up. Don't let him get inside him. Make him go the long way around.
Yeah, it's Perrion Winfrey. He's gonna have a big year, I think. Him and Isaiah Thomas in Cleveland.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
That dude was a dog, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. He got underutilized bad. It's like when you were playing, like you'd want to get rep after rep after rep, not just 2 reps sit, 2 reps sit, right? Like it's hard to get into a motion or whatever, you know.
Yeah, but I don't. Man, if you're a football player, if you get 2 reps, you get 3 reps. It's your job to make the most out of it.
Right.
And no excuses. If you're on the field, hey, like I tell my baseball team right now, your job as a player is to make it undisputable that you're supposed to be on the field.
Right.
If you go up there looking at 3-2 count and let the umpire dictate the strike zone, that's on you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So how did your girls softball team do this year?
I got a 14U baseball team. We're still rolling. Are you talking about my daughter's softball team?
Your daughter's softball team.
Oh, they did all right. I mean, they did all right. She got some playing time as a freshman.
Nice.
First game, first at bat, she hit a 2-run dinger. I was just happy that grades are good, and her rotator cuff is healed up. Both of my kids had rotator cuff surgery last year in the summertime. A lot of travel ball in high school and growing up, so they're both healthy. Hopefully, my son will transfer to Jackson State for baseball.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
that's cool. Well, how'd your baseball team do then?
They didn't do too well. They didn't do too well. Actually, my son went in the NIL portal halfway through the year, and that's why I say I'm a fan of the portal. It gives athletes the opportunity to go where they need to go, whether that's for academic reasons, whether that's for playing time, or just overall environment. It's needed.
Well, yeah. If a coach can just pack up and leave whenever he wants to, it just like without any kind of warning, why can't a player do it? I mean,
yeah,
it just makes sense. I mean,
the equity in the collegiate athletics is now balanced out.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, bud, I really appreciate you stopping by and giving me some of your time, man. It's always a pleasure speaking with you, man. Love speaking with you guys, man.
Well, I appreciate that, and hey, it seemed like you had a little tough time 2 weeks ago. Remember, whenever you're doing something good or worthwhile, people always want to either take it, be a part of it, or try and take it down. So, hey, just keep doing what you're doing. You'll be all right.
I appreciate it, big dog. I really do. It's good to hear those words, man.
Yeah.
Can I get a Boomer Sooner on the way out the door?
I don't do that. I'll give you this.
Nice. How about, can we get only one?
Only one. It's only one.